Welcome to a conversation about the collision between artificial intelligence and government finances. I've spent over 20 years working in technology, watching automation transform industries from the inside. But what's happening with AI is different. It's not just changing how we work, it's breaking how we fund society itself. Today, I want to share some mathematics that should worry every taxpayer, every business leader, and every politician. Because we've accidentally built a system that's about to devour itself. This isn't about whether AI is good or bad, it's about what happens when the people who fund the government are the same people getting automated away. Let me tell you a story about a company called Dumb Human Inc. Imagine it's 2027. Dumb Human Inc., yes, that's their actual name, just replaced 20 software developers with AI. Those developers were working 37 hours per week, earning £50,000 each. The AI replacements work 160-plus hours per week and costs a mere £500 monthly total. Yes, let that sink in. Dumb Human saved £999,000 annually, all while increasing efficiency, quality, and profitability. They didn't just replace human workers, they quadrupled productivity. But here's what the boardroom celebration missed, or simply chooses to ignore. The government just lost $200,000 in tax revenue and increased benefit costs by $120,000 every year. Now multiply this by thousands of companies making the same decision. Survival in a capitalistic economy demands it. This isn't science fiction, it's simple math, and it's already starting. This is the story of how we accidentally built a tax system that defunds itself. How technological innovation is crippling the very economy it's meant to enhance. Most people have no idea how government finances actually work. They think it's complicated. It's not. The UK government collects £1.14 trillion annually. They spend £1.28 trillion annually and are already borrowing $152 billion every year just to keep the lights on. But here's the part that matters. Where does that money come from? Income tax, $273 billion. That's the biggest single source. National insurance, $178 billion from people working. VAT, $169 billion every time you buy something. Corporation tax, $88 billion from company profits. But here's the kicker. Income tax isn't paid equally, not even close. The top 10% of earners pay 60% of all income tax. Let me repeat that. 10% of people fund 60% of the system. The top 1% alone pay 29% of all income tax. Meanwhile, 36% of adults pay no income tax at all. This system works fine if those high earners keep earning high incomes. But what if they don't? Who are these top 10% paying 60% of income tax? Software developers, data analysts, consultants, financial advisors, project managers, marketing specialists, accountants, lawyers working on document review. Notice a pattern? They work on computers. They process information. They solve problems using cognitive skills. They do exactly the kind of work AI is designed to do. This isn't some distant future problem, it's happening now. GitHub Copilot is already writing code. GPT-4 passes the bar exam. AI systems analyze financial data faster than entire teams. ChatGPT writes marketing copy. Claude handles customer service. Every month, these systems get better. Every month, they get cheaper. Meanwhile, the people whose taxes fund the government do cognitive work that becomes more automatable every day. Picture the Dumb Human Inc. boardroom. Glass table, expensive suits, quarterly results on the wall.
Our AI implementation has exceeded all projections. 20 developers cost us £1.3 million annually, including benefits, pensions, office space. They worked 37 hours per week, 740 total hours weekly across the team. Our AI works 160 plus hours per week. No sick days, no holidays, no pension contributions, no office space. Total cost, 6,000 annually. That's not just cost savings, it's a productivity revolution. Our AI delivers more output than our entire previous team. Our shareholders are thrilled.
What they don't track in that boardroom, tax impact. Those 20 developers paid roughly $200,000 annually in income tax and national insurance combined. The AI pays zero. The developers claimed no benefits. When they're unemployed, they'll claim universal credit, housing benefits, potentially retraining costs. Each displaced worker creates a double hit, lost revenue plus increased costs. But dumb human CFO doesn't care about government finances. That's not his job. Now picture Sarah. 15 years as a software developer. £55,000 salary. Higher rate taxpayer. Mortgage, pension contributions, the works. She's sitting across from a benefits advisor, filling out universal credit forms.
How long since you last worked?
3 months.
Why did your employment end?
Redundancy. They replaced our team with AI.
Any prospects for similar work?
Not really. Most companies in my sector are doing the same thing.
Sarah paid £16,500 annually in income tax and national insurance. For 15 years, that's nearly £250,000 she contributed to the system. Now she's claiming £1,200 monthly universal credit, plus housing benefit. The system she funded now supports her. But here's the thing, Sarah's situation isn't unique anymore. It's becoming the pattern. The developers at Dumb Homan were replaced by AI that works 160-plus hours weekly. That means one AI system didn't just replace 20 people, it replaced their equivalent productivity and then some. Sarah's former colleagues are having similar conversations, all higher-rate taxpayers, all now claiming benefits instead of paying in. HM Treasury, government offices, civil servants staring at spreadsheets that don't make sense anymore.
Income tax receipts are down 3% this quarter. That wasn't forecast. Universal credit claims are up 12%, also not forecast. Corporation tax is up slightly, companies are more profitable, but it's not nearly enough to offset the income tax losses.
They're seeing the dumb human pattern everywhere. Companies reporting record profits while laying off cognitive workers. Tax receipts falling while benefit costs rise. But the Treasury models assume gradual change. They assume people find new jobs. They assume the tax base remains stable. What if it doesn't? Each £50,000 salary generates about £10,000 in tax revenue annually. When AI replaces that worker, the government loses $10,000 yearly and gains $14,400 in universal credit costs. That's a $24,400 annual swing per displaced worker. Multiply by hundreds of thousands of cognitive workers. The mathematical impossibility. These three conversations are about to collide. The UK government already borrows £152 billion annually. That's with current employment levels. Income tax provides $273 billion, but 60% comes from the top 10% of earners, exactly the cognitive workers being automated. Corporation tax provides $88 billion. Even if AI automation doubles corporate profits, corporation tax might reach $150 to $200 billion, still nowhere near replacing lost income tax. Meanwhile, benefit costs are $371 billion annually and growing. The numbers don't work. They can't work. The automation velocity problem. Traditional economic disruption happens gradually. People retrain, new jobs emerge, the tax base adjusts. AI automation is different. It's happening fast, and it's targeting the exact workers who fund the system. When Dumb Human's AI works 160 plus hours weekly, it's not just replacing 20 workers, it's replacing them with superhuman productivity. There aren't 20 new jobs created elsewhere to maintain the tax base. Every month, AI gets better at cognitive work. Every month, more companies follow Dumb Human's model. Every month, the tax base erodes while benefit costs rise. This isn't a slow transition, it's an economic cliff. The solutions gap. Slightly sardonic. Politicians talk about retraining, universal basic income, automation taxes, all great ideas, all assuming we have decades to implement them. We don't. The companies automating cognitive work are moving now. The technology exists now. The economic incentives are overwhelming now. But the policy response assumes this is a 2040 problem. It's a 2025 problem. The Dumb Human economy. Here's what happens when every company follows Dumb Human's model. Cognitive workers get automated. Tax revenues collapse. Benefit costs explode. Government borrowing becomes unsustainable. Meanwhile, companies see record profits from free AI labor. Their shareholders benefit enormously. But the social infrastructure that enables their success, schools, healthcare, legal systems, research universities, gets defunded. It's a system that eats itself. The real question. The question isn't whether AI will automate cognitive work. That's already happening. The question isn't whether this will disrupt traditional employment. It already is. The real question is whether we'll fix our funding model before or after the system collapses. In retrospect, one would believe Dumb Human Inc. chose their name for a reason. In their view, humans are expensive, inefficient, and ultimately replaceable. They might be right about the technology, but they're wrong about the economics. A system that depends entirely on humans to fund itself can't survive when those humans are no longer employed. The automation revolution is here. The tax reckoning is coming. The only questions are we ready? And what will we do?